First off, I just want to thank everyone who watched my latest video. I've never had a video get so many views in such a short amount of time, so thank you. Thank you very much for that. I also got hundreds of subs in a single day, which is far beyond anything I've ever gotten before, so to all of you, thank you for having enough confidence in me to subscribe and decide to watch my future videos. And I even got over 1,000 comments, and that is the subject of today's video. I gathered up a bunch of the most insane, hilarious, and just completely asinine comments to show you guys. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Lord Hakai241 says, another PC gamer crying about another garbage PC port. Ha 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 ha. This the what? The 8th, the 10th, 20th garbage PC port this year alone? Ha 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 ha. PC gaming just ain't what it used to be. Ha 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 ha. I got a few comments like this, like making it about some kind of like platform war, like saying, oh, you know, PC Master Race, PC Master Race. Come on, why can't we all just agree that this is a shitty situation? This one is great. Does he have proof it was Helldivers that crashed the game? I doubt it. I don't even know what to fucking say about this one. Does he have proof that it was Helldivers that crashed Helldivers? Sack the hell up. Thanks, Awesome Bruce 6555. This one just cracks me up. Underscore lolcat says, I like to imagine that the good devs in Arrowhead are in literal hell because of the sucky devs and PR bastards. And it's just funny to me, like, I think I understand what he means, but I just like the idea that he wants all the good devs to be in hell. Black Hold Up says, it blows my mind that someone is losing a privilege for not complying with simple requests from those providing said privilege is perceived as outlandish. I never told my boss no because I want my job, and it may not be some official contract or employment, but if your livelihood is making content for a game with express support and endorsement from the maker of said game, they are very much your boss/employer in regards to the official content creator label. The entitlement is crazy here. Okay, I get what you mean, and if people do what they do to keep their jobs, that's on them. But what's wrong with Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear or Arrowhead blowing open the unprofessionalism at Arrowhead and showing us what they've been doing? Buzz Lightyear actually came across as very understanding of why he was dropped from the program. That's not the issue, but I think it's totally fine to expose shady practices and like downright control freak behavior when you have the opportunity to do so, even if someone is your quote-unquote boss. Speaking of bosses, Hugo Boss 6715 says, this is the game that Xbox players were hyping up, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. He then continues to say that this is the game that Xbox players were hyping up, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. And he goes on once more to say that this is the game that Xbox players were hyping up, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. I pinned a comment on my last video saying that people need to be civil and, you know, respect each other and don't go witch hunt anyone at Arrowhead. Obviously, that goes without saying. And I also noticed people being political, so I said, don't talk about politics here, that has nothing to do with this. And this guy just replies and says, shut the fuck up. And yeah, you know, I mean, like, fair enough. Frederick here also replied to my comment saying, my comment had nothing to do with politics, but it had everything to do with the guy of this YouTube channel. With the first 10 to 20 seconds, the clown proceeds to say he doesn't play Helldiver like that and doesn't really care for it. P.S. What I learn about Democratic is it's forced on everyone even if you didn't want it. Most times, you need a republic to stop it. Trying to read and understand some of these comments is like, it's like the fucking Prothean beacon vision from Mass Effect. Like, the human mind just can't comprehend the horror. Skilly Willy 187 says, who the hell is Lieutenant Buzz? Lightbeer. Is that a real name? And then the Buck Benny Rides comes in, you know, kicking open the doors to the saloon and says, who the F are you? Oh, the guy with numbers after his name. Lol. To which Skilly Willy comes right back at him with, that's no name. There's nobody with a name of Buzz like beer. He would get sued by Miller or Budweiser at the book Benny writes. To which Benny backs off and says, okay. Blessed by America says, I do not like this game, nor understand the Glazers for it. I tried it when it came to Xbox, and after 2 weeks, I'm done. No Jump in 2025 is dumb. Friendly fire makes it impossible to enjoy, and the amount of times I've been killed by a PlayStation player and never brought back. This game seriously sucks. But I am laughing so hard at the PC Master Race that can't even run a game. If you don't like Helldivers, don't watch videos about Helldivers. It's really that simple. Silver Wolf 141 says, truly insane how nothing Arrowhead does can go smoothly, no matter how small. And that's fair, he's expressing his frustration with Arrowhead right now. And this guy replied to that comment saying, DEI hires tend to do that. It's why they normally don't let them touch back-end code and give them creative positions or they break the game. On top of be all-round a-holes to the community. My fucking brain malfunctioned when I was trying to read that. And this is why I pinned that comment on my video saying no politics allowed, because, like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? But Moji55RA had a great reply and said, fucking touch grass, bro, and I couldn't have said it better myself. And there were a few comments like this one, I couldn't even tell if it was a joke or not, saying that the woke got in, the woke dissidents are ruining Helldivers. And Jinghua came back with a vengeance and said, when people mod the game, they find that there is a lot of sloppy Joe things have not been set up properly. They work, but have not been set up professionally. Though, this is not a surprise when you realize, has been employing DEI hires. And this guy says, that's the shit you got by doing DEI hire. This comment will age well, you will see. I want to say that anyone on any side of the political spectrum is welcome to come watch and enjoy my videos, but don't use this as a platform to push your agenda. If you actually gave a shit about Arrowhead and Helldivers 2 and the future of the game, then you wouldn't be blaming some invisible boogeyman like DEI or wokeness. You would actually be criticizing their actions instead of blaming it on this totally nebulous concept. Sup Dude 1498 says, I'm sorry, but content creators for this game make the game so fucking miserable it's draining as shit. Game is still fun. Fuck y'all, I quite literally cannot give two shits. And hey man, I agree with you, the game is still fun. I'm generally very positive about Helldivers 2 when compared to a lot of other people, but it's still a good thing to call out Arrowhead when they do shitty things, and you definitely do give two shits since you bothered to comment on my video. Commando1435 says, I had a HDMI cable, and I don't know what happened to your HDMI cable. I assume that they're no longer with us, and I want everyone who's watching this video to give your condolences to Commando over the loss of their HDMI cable. Lilia02 says, I'm sorry, but why do you sound like Brian Griffin? To which I replied, I voiced Brian Griffin on Family Guy, and this is actually true. I have been voicing Brian Griffin since like season 3. And I went and got some older comments saying I sound like Stan Smith from American Dad, which is pretty funny, and this guy says that I sound like Michael C. Hall. To which I replied, you mean the same Michael C. Hall from the critically acclaimed movie Gamer from 2009? Colonel Souffle 3042 says, no other live service I've ever played actively gets worse and worse in performance after each patch. And I gotta be honest, I completely disagree with you. Every single other live service game that I've played runs worse day after day after day. Why do you have to do always drama? Just play the game. And he has a good point, guys. I'm a well-known drama channel on YouTube. That's like all I do around here, so he's right. Tom Begg, which sounds like a goddamn Klingon name, he says, I'm confused. Crater made videos full of misinformation and got removed from the program for it, and this is a problem somehow? And some people were misunderstanding what I was talking about with Buzz Lightyear in my last video. Buzz Lightyear was the one that was pointing at other people's thumbnails and saying they were misinformation, and in my opinion, they were. And he was not the one spreading misinformation in this case, not at all. Gelbert2000 says, they are not lying. Did you even play Helldiver 1? Nothing new, and motorbike do exists, and armored vehicles too. My problem is the game frequent crash. Dude, what do you want from me at this point? Like, I don't even know what to say about that. I like this one because it's a good example of how nobody should act on the internet. Flock657 says, piss off with that clickbait. 2. No it doesn't. Hopefully they fix the stability of the game very soon, with rebalancing soon to follow before the cultists. Oh, and the game works flawlessly on Linux with Proton, by the way. I'm not installing Linux just to play one game, and honestly, I'm not playing the game on PC at all at this point. I'm just not gonna do that. And then Cosmic Meatball 375 replies, Linux users are subhuman. Like, what the fuck prompted that? And then Flock replies with that, saying, can't hear you over your cope and game crash. Oh my god, this is like the douchiest exchange ever. Average Freedom Enjoyer 8209 says, it's a shame that Arrowhead aren't publicly traded, because if they were, all these morons would have been fired by now. And honestly, he has a good point. No stupid person has ever worked at a publicly traded company before, and in fact, publicly traded game companies are... We all know that those are way better than privately owned game companies. Fucking Valve, they fucking suck, dude. EA's the best. Fucking Ubisoft rocks. This is one of my favorite comments. Some of this shit actually sounds boo-woo story. What? Are you bringing me news/rant, or you want me to empathize or pity, you bucko? And that's one of the best insults I've ever heard in my life. You bucko. Gojira fan 6155 says, at this point, Helldivers 2 needs to be shut down for a bit so they can remake it on a new game engine. And, like, I mean, come on, he's a sweet kid. Gojira fan's a sweet kid, but hey man, you can't just shut the game down for a bit and remake it on a new engine. Helldivers 2 took 8 years to make. Damaged7, great name, comes in saying, imagine letting an internet hate mob dictate how you think and act. Wow. Some of y'all need to learn that gaming is too complex a hobby for you to understand. Like, it's a game meant for fun and enjoyment. Y'all sit around whining and crying over it. Don't see anything wrong there? I mean, you could ask an 8-year-old what's wrong there and they'll tell you. Maybe learn how to put a game down and go pay attention to one you like. Seriously, again, consult an 8-year-old if you need to gain that skill. And I get it, I really hate when people whine and complain for no reason. But people are complaining for a very good reason right now, because the game isn't functional on PC, and people are getting damaged hardware from this. This is not as simple as enjoying the game because you want to. This is just, it's non-functional. Pengus says, I think it would be super cool and relevant if you made videos on StarCraft 2 and Resistance 3. Penny, shut the fuck up and hop on Arc Raiders, man. And I believe I saved the best comment for last. Ha 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 ha. Each of the content creators can leave and never come back. Nothing of value was lost. No one cares. If you do, you are K-pop drama woman. All of these content creators are utter garbage. They are finding a new grift called BF6. They can F up the community now. Low-Do bricked his own PC, not Arrowhead. Lower your settings. Idiots running tons of programs on the highest settings. And it's not over yet. He comes back and says, if you have to mod your files, that means you have cheats. So you mod even more and break it because you want your cheats. And don't tell me he doesn't when he's shown videos using cheats on HD2. And he comes back once more with a vengeance and he says, GameGuard doesn't work? Ha 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 ha. People complaining they can't get on because they are trying to run their cheats. It sounds like it's working fine. Like, oh my god, man. Alright, I think what he's trying... What I think he's trying to say because in my last video, I brought up how my friend has had a lot of problems with GameGuard ever since the game came out. It's a giant pain in the ass, and he has to go delete GameGuard like every time he launches the game. It's really, really dumb. He's like saying that my friend is cheating, which he's not. He's never even modded the game, and that he was shown videos using cheats on Helldivers. I don't know what the fuck this guy is trying to say. What the fuck does that mean? Like what are you talking about? And I mean, look at this guy's profile picture. It's a little baby throwing up a gang sign. These are the people you're arguing with on the internet, little hood rat babies. And that's all I really have as far as like absurd and funny comments go. But I also want to give a really, really big thank you to everyone who gave me positive comments in my last video, because I expressed that I want to try and do things that aren't Helldivers related. And a lot of you came up with some great suggestions. I mean, Arc Raiders, obviously, Dark Tide, Space Marine, Deep Rock. These are all great ideas, and I actually bought Space Marine last night, and me and my friend, you know, the GameGuard deleter hacker friend, we were playing Space Marine, and it's a lot of fun, so I might do some Space Marine stuff. I'm definitely going to do some Arc Raiders stuff. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. But I just want to thank everyone who left a comment on that video. I mean, except for the political garbage, they were all really entertaining to read, whether or not you were hating on me, giving me support, or just saying that you lost your HDMI cable. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed watching, and I want to give a big thank you to my channel members, Swickity, ArchAngelShipyards, DirtyKnightmare, and Cheddar. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, it means a lot to me. And if you want to see where this channel goes next, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and that's all I have for today. So this is Grand Moff Togan of the SES Prophet of Dawn, signing off.